Hello everyone. Uh, my name is Dr. Pooja Singh. I am a BNS doctor currently working in Jyoti Vidyapit Women's University. Today we are going to talk about constipation. Constipation is the most common disease nowadays faced by almost every one of us in at some particular phase of our life. All of us has had at a particular time must have got constipation. We'll see. So, introduction. Constipation is a common clinical problem and is regarded as the root cause for all disease in naturopathy medicine. Definition: inability to pass stool completely and spontaneously more than 3 times per week. Rome 2 criteria for defining constipation. Two or more of the following for at least 12 weeks in preceding 12 months should be present. Lumpy or hard stools, more than 25% of defecations, and sensation of incomplete evacuation or blockage, more than 25% of defecation, sensation of anorectal obstruction, digital evacuations to facilitate more than 25% of defecations, and fewer than 3 defecations per week. Epidemiology. Normal stool frequency and form is determined by geographical and ethnic factors and varies between populations. Indian community studies report that constipation is most common in females, especially housewives, than in males. The common age group affected is between 18 to 59 years of age. Poor dietary habit, less water intake, and reduced or no physical activity were found to be significant factors leading to constipation. Another study from South India reports constipation as a major problem in elderly Indians. Then etiology: acute constipation, that is dehydration, acute intestinal obstructions, and acute appendicitis can be the problem. And chronic constipation can be divided into functional and organic. And functional, that is rectal stasis, faulty habits, impaired consciousness, and painful anal areas. Then, colonic stasis, decreased food intake, decreased fiber residue, endocrine dysfunction, drugs, and irritable bowel syndrome. And organic, endocrine and metabolic disease, that is diabetes, hypercalcemia, hyperparathyroidism. And then myopathic disease, amyloidosis, systemic sclerosis, myotonic dystrophy, and neurological disease, that is autonomic neuropathy, cerebrovascular disease, multiple sclerosis, Parkinson's disease. So these were all the type of organic continues. Structural disease, and anal fissures, hemorrhoids, diverticulitis. Psychological condition, depression. Medication, antidepressant, calcium channel blockers, antihistamines, opioids. So these all were organic. Now we'll see the types based on etiology, that is primary. And in primary, normal transit constipation, slow transit constipation, and pelvic floor dysfunction. Then in secondary, lifestyle and dietary origin, structural origin, systemic origin, and drug related. According to B. Sri Lakshmi, that is the book of nutrition. Types. Uh, that is number one, atonic constipation. Most common, intestinal walls lack muscular tone so that peristaltic action is impaired. Thus, food mass can't move down the tract. Chief cause of atonic constipation are selection of foods low in bulk, insufficient fluid, poor personal hygiene, lack of exercise, chronic illness, pregnancy, excessive use of enema. Number two, spastic constipation. characterized by increased tonicity of musculatures. The contraction through the tract act in a spasmodic manner, causing the movement of food mass to be very irregular. Spasmodic movement causes acute pain. Spasmodic constipation can be caused by irritation of the intestinal mucosa through the excessive use of spices, alcohol, tea, coffee, bran, laxative. Number three, obstructive constipation results from obstruction of passage of stools. Uh, uh, Results from the obstruction of passage of stool. Causes include cystic fibrosis, tumors, adhesion, or strictures or damaged pelvic nerves that prevent relaxation of the anal muscles. These were all according to B. Sri Lakshmi, that is the writer of Food and Nutrition book. A sign and symptoms. Constipation is itself a symptom of underlying pathologic or lifestyle changes. The following clinical features may or may not be present: bloating of abdomen, flatulence, anorexia, lethargy, fever, painful defecation, dehydration, abdominal pain. Disturbance in the natural law leads to abnormal fermentation that lead to excessive gas production, which further leads to alteration in fecal consistency, hardening of the stools in intestine, which is innervation that further leads to a sluggish excretory organ, which further leads to decreased internal temperature, which leads to accumulation of toxins that finally cause constipation. This is the naturopathy understanding of constipation. Now, differential diagnosis. It is constipation. It can abdominal pain or vomiting, or no abdominal pain or vomiting based on two criteria. In abdominal pain or vomiting, then it is empty rectum or feces in the rectum. In empty rectum, complete intestinal obstruction. In feces in rectum, incomplete intestinal obstruction. Then no abdominal pain or vomiting, in that blood in the stool or no blood in the stool. In no blood in the stool leads to drugs, diet, habit, irritability, bowel syndrome. And bloods in the stool leads to painful defecation and painless defecation. Painful defecation leads to hemorrhoids, anal fissures. Painless defecation leads to colon carcinoma and diverticulitis. Then investigation. What and all are investigations we can do for constipation? It is blood examination, complete blood count, serum glucose, TSH, that is thyroid stimulating hormone, calcium and creatinine level. Now we can also go for stool examination. In stool examination, what we can go for include occult blood, sigmoidoscopy, colonoscopy to exclude colon cancer patients older than 50 years. In management through drugs, bulk laxatives, emollient laxative, osmotic laxatives like magnesium hydroxide, magnesium citrate, sodium bisulfate, sodium biphosphate, then sorbitol and uh, lactulose, that is, and or PEG. Then stimulant laxative like senna, castor oil, then prokinetic agents like tigacerod. Non-pharmacological treatment. Maintaining of stool diary to stool frequency, consistency, size, and patient should be educated on recognizing and responding to the urge of defecate. Patients should be encouraged to attempt defecation first thing in the morning. Patients should be encouraged to increase their intake of fiber-rich foods such as fruits, vegetables, and nuts. Adequate hydration. Patients should be encouraged to be as physically active as possible. Then, how we can manage through naturopathy? So, holistic management through naturopathy of constipation. What would be our aims? Aims should be: number one, to reduce constipation; number two, to regularize the peristaltic movement; number three, to promote healthy life and lifestyles. Fasting and diet therapy. In diet, we can give high fiber diet should be given. It is vegetables, fruits, whole grains, etc. Fruit juices are rich in sorbitol and fructose. We should increase fluid intake. Then fasting, intermittent fasting because it regulates the circadian biology, that is GI, microbiota, and lifestyle behavior. Then herbal remedies. We can give neem. Seed juices is extracted and are used to treat digestive disorders. Then we can go for castor oil, used both topically and internally. Topical application of castor oil is recommended for stomach pain, whereas the oil is ingested for inducing purgation. Follow-up measures. Patient education advising regular intake of fibers and water is recommended. Periodic fasting to restore gut health. Sunbath daily for 10 to 12 or 10 to 20 minutes is recommended as a general measures. Animal foods, oily foods and processed and preserved foods should be avoided. Then in hydrotherapy, cold water or lukewarm water, 200 to 500 ml we can give. Cold abdominal pack induces balance between anabolic and catabolic reactions. It also eases inflammation by reducing the circulation cytokines like IL and TNF, that is interleukin and tumor necrosis factor. If head bath with cold water, brisk walk for 30 minutes following head bath is recommended. Sitz bath or warm head bath for hemorrhoids to relieve pain. Cold percussion douches over spine or cold abdominal douches stimulate the vasomotor center and elevates dysenergy of pelvic organs. And we can go for mud therapy. Full mud bath, local abdominal pack produces anti-inflammatory effects due to thermal or chemical effect of mud on circulation. Then we can also go for acupuncture and acupressure. So in acupuncture and acupressure, we can go for abdominal points, then we can go for lumbosacral points, then we can go for crus acupoints, then we can go for forearm acupoints, then we can go for auricular acupressure for 6 weeks is recommended in case of constipation. Then we can go for massage therapy. Abdominal massage increases peristaltic movement and thereby increases the frequency of defecation. Then hand and foot reflex areas for intestine are also stimulated by massage. Then chromotherapy. Red color is used to relieve constipation in form of red charged oils or water. Red color is known for its property of strengthening, stimulating, activating and dilating the area or organ where it is applied. Orange color is also indicating as it has the property of expulsion which is deficient in constipation. Then yoga therapy. Management by IAYT is integrated approach of yoga therapy. Annamaya kosha, we can go for exercises like Sukshma Vayama, Kriyas like Agnisara and Noli, asanas like Pavan Muktasana, Yog Mudrasana, Ardhakati Chakrasana, Padhastasana, Trikonasana, Bhujang Asana, Matsya Asana. In diet, we can go for sattvic diet, it is fiber rich diet. Then Pranamaya Kosha, we can go for breathing, that is hand stress breathing. Pranayama, we can ask the patient to do Kapalbhati, Nari Shuddhi, Sheetli, Sheetkari, Brahmari. And then Manomaya Kosha, we can go for Dhyana, that is meditation, and Bhakti Yoga. Then Vijnanamaya Kosha, we can go for Jnana Yoga, lecture sessions, and then yogi counseling. And in Anandamaya Kosha, we can ask the patient to working in blissful awareness, be positive, have a positive outlook towards life. So this was all about constipation, how does it affect, and how we can cure it by a holistic approach. Thank you.